Okay, was out today on a day hike with the new Kelty Red Wing that is all loaded up there. It's loaded up for an overnight trip. Was weighed about 34 pounds. Could last 2 or 3 days like that. Have the sleeping bag, sleeping pad, bivy, tarp, everything I need. Food, water, wool sweater, spare socks, my cooking kit, all that stuff. Took out the bushcrafting type gear like saws and the BK2 and replaced it with lighter alternatives. So that worked out pretty good. But the real purpose of this video is to discuss how my replacement to MREs and Mountain House freeze-dried meals is going. I'm making my own meals. I've been reading a lot on Beast 1210, Maddie, the Goose, and a number of other channels about people making their own freeze-dried stuff. Of course, there's a lot of end-time survival people that are stockpiling 500 pounds of wheat and oats, and there's people doing their 3-month supplies of spaghetti and everyday stuff. So I'm just experimenting with what works for me. Get it in frame there. All right, so there we are. I got this Lodge cast iron pot that has 2 skillets essentially. Could make a Dutch oven, use that for camping as well as around the house. I've never really used cast iron. It's its own skill. Never really did a lot of cooking, even though I worked in a restaurant for 5 years, a number of years ago. I didn't do any cooking around the house, let the wife do all that. So now I'm taking over some of those responsibilities. I find out that using cast iron is nice, but it has its own set of skills and techniques. One of them being, if you don't, or when you wash it, don't use soap, and use a scouring pad and a brush and hot water, but just wash it all out, dry it out, and put some oil on it, olive oil or Pam or whatever it is, to keep it from rusting out. But that's what I've been cooking things in. Just got my own cooking utensils just because it's easier to keep them in one place, and when I go car camping, this is kind of what I take. A pair of tongs, a spatula, a brush, which works really good to clean out the grates in the dehydrator, 3-piece bamboo wooden spoon set with a little whisk and a my Frostmora and a small cutting board. So that's pretty good. $40 off Amazon. I would really recommend that as a cast iron top and bottom. It's for more of a 2 to 3 family size family. It's not for one person. Of course, it's not for bushcrafting and backpacking, but it is for car camping and base camping. Hydrator here. I have the Nesco Dehydrator. I am really pleased with that. That is the 700 watt model with an adjustable temperature control. It comes with 5 trays. And what's really nice is it comes with some inserts here. 2 of these flat fruit roll-up spaghetti sauce type inserts, and 2 of these mesh screens. I'm using these mesh screens a lot. I find when stuff dehydrates, it gets really small and it falls through the cracks of this, unless you're doing beef jerky or something big. So I'm using both of those. 5 screens, or all 5 trays. The brush to clean it out. That's a good dehydrator. $59.99 off of Amazon. Be prepared to have some paper towel, and then I have this flexible cutting sheet here to pour stuff out. So when I'm done dehydrating, I dump the tray on here, and then I pour this into my bags or my bowls or whatever. So that works really good. Very pleased with that dehydrator. After you're done dehydrating, you're going to want to start packaging stuff up in smaller quantities. And so I have a digital scale here from Harbor Freight, 20 bucks, does ounces, grams, pounds, has a tare function, so I can set it to 0 after I got the measuring bowl on there. Works pretty good. I think they sell something similar at Walmart. I don't know how much they are. I'm sure they're around the same. Vacuum sealer. Again, got the kind of least expensive vacuum sealer, $49.99 at Walmart. Works fine for me. This vacuum sealer gets mixed reviews on Amazon. The dehydrator gets nothing but good reviews. This gets mixed reviews. Most people say get a better quality one. I've used this for about 12 to 20 bags. I double seal my bags. Seems to work fine. We'll see if it lasts or not. But $49.99 can hardly go wrong. It is a shame if something goes wrong and I have to throw it out in 2 months. But so far it's working good for me. Got the extra bags here. This is 40 feet of 8-inch bags, rolls. So you make your own bag, by sealing it, follow the directions. in the box, and they'll show you how to do it. I do double seal my seams because people have said that sometimes they leak. So I double seal them. Takes up a little more space, but that is 40 feet for $20. Gravel. That's there were about 3 of these, and it was 1.3 pounds before I started. Each one of these is about 1.5 or 6 ounces. Had that today. Here's some corn. Have not tried rehydrating that. Here's some spinach, which actually I think works pretty good. I like cooked spinach. I don't like a lot of cooked vegetables. Here's some sausage sticks, just vacuum sealed. Some more beef, so it's holding good as far as I can tell, and rock solid. I did read a tip that some of the stuff, if you're going to do noodles and things like that, to wrap it in paper towel before you put it in the bag and then vacuum seal it, because that'll help prevent this from poking through, because this will poke through and ruin your seal. As far as seasonings here, the only thing I ever use when I'm out on the trail is this Molly McButter artificial seasoning, and then in here we have olive oil, honey, Italian seasoning, and cayenne pepper. Don't have any salt. If you look in all these prepared foods that you're buying, macaroni and cheese and potato mix and all that kind of stuff, there's more than enough salt to keep you going for a day. One other thing is, when I'm done making all this, I've been putting it in this Gamma Seal lid here with a food grade 5-gallon bucket. You buy these off for about $8 for a seal off of Amazon, and they work pretty good. It makes a nice tight seal. Put your Ziploc bags in there. Of course, people are storing away 500 pounds of wheat and using Mylar bags and oxygen tabs. I'm just using it because it's convenient. It's pretty airtight. It keeps out any kind of pests and rodents, and they stack well. They move around well. I think they work really good. Definitely worth the $7. It comes with this lid, and you snap it onto a 5-gallon bucket that you have to provide. So that's the whole setup there. Be prepared to spend some time. It takes some coordination and planning when you start dehydrating, because if you're going to do meats and vegetables, you can't do all that at the same time in your dehydrator. I'm finding it takes less time to dehydrate things than the book has told me, but it's it's working so far. And I ate a meal today. I ate some stuff I did last week. I made my own jerky. I made spaghetti sauce. I made something else. I forget what it was, but it seems to be working for me, and that's kind of how much I spent. Less than $200 to get all set up and going, and I got a regular little base camp ready to go there. Of course, you wouldn't take the electronic things, but other than that, it seems to be working for me. Feel free to comment, see if you got any suggestions. My next feat that I'm going to try and tackle is scrambled eggs. My family's not too fond of scrambled eggs, but I saw a video on the internet where somebody did 8 or 10 dozen eggs, and they got a 10-pound coffee can of this dried eggs that is kind of good for a whole summer. So I'm going to try that out too. Again, my whole goal here is not to buy the MREs and Mountain House stuff, but to prepare my own foods, and some of it's going to be prepared mixes and gravies and stuff like that, and some of it's just going to be my own. Again, just an experiment, and I think it's kind of fun. Thanks.